Hi everyone, this is Janet. I'm getting ready to go shopping and I say let me do this video very quick. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Today I'll talk about 10 ways to pay for school fees, to pay for college in the United States. Okay, please, if you've never followed Janet Rangi, make sure to follow Janet. Today I'll talk about how to pay fees, because I know some people come here and they cannot afford college and they cannot afford universities, and they are telling me, Janet, how do I come on F1 student visa? I'm here to make it easy, simple for you, practical, useful information. Thank you so much for following. I'll go straight to the point, and if I don't mention your name, I love you so much for liking and following Janet Rangi as always. Today I'm going to tell you how people pay for colleges and universities in the United States. How about that? Today we are just going straight to the point, and I'll mention 10 ways. If I lose count, let me know. I appreciate you so much for coming. Why am I putting focus on this topic? Because I've told you F1 student visa is the best visa for me. Of course, I know green card is the best, but green card sometimes is a lottery. Green card is a lottery. What does lottery mean? Luck. Do you put your life on luck, or you put your life on reality? When the world stops us, we keep going. When the world stops us, we keep going. Okay, we are going to find F1 student visa, and I like F1 student visa because it's for good, young people, it's for married people, because if you have F1, you can bring your spouse on F2, you can bring your children on F2. So that's why I'm tackling this topic today, okay? So let's focus on F1. Janet, I don't have money, it's expensive, and that's why Janet is doing this video. If you're still home or you're here, I'm doing this video for you, so when you come here, you can avoid deportation, you can avoid stress, okay? Okay, so let me go straight to the point. Number one, F1 student visa. When you get that, automatically you get to work 20 hours per week. You think this is obvious information? It's not to some people. If you can make it through the embassy and get F1 stamped on your passport, and of course your spouse F2, your children F2, and yes, your children will go to school. Once you have it stamped on your passport, you qualify to work 20 hours per week on campus. I didn't say off campus, on campus. You do not have to apply for a work permit. F1 is good enough for you. And how do you do that? As soon as you arrive, okay, some schools will let you go to school for 1 semester before they help you. Some will say 1 year, do your homework. But just know, as soon as you arrive, you can always go to the International Student Office, ask for something called a social security number. And actually what the international office does is to write for you a letter saying you are going to have on campus. Or you go to the bookstore, or you go to the kitchen, any department where there's a job, you get a letter saying you are going to work on campus. You will take that letter to a social security office. The social security office will give you a social security number, which is a requirement to anyone working in the United States. And some of you say, how much do they pay? Yes, on campus, probably, sometimes they don't have jobs. But if they have jobs, it might not be paying you well. But let's say minimum, they can pay you more than this. Let's say they give you $12 an hour. If they give you $12 an hour and you put in those 20 hours per week, this money adds up, okay? Let's do the math. $12 per hour times 20 hours per week, that comes to $240 per week. If you multiply that by 4, that gives you $960 per month. We are talking of almost $1,000 per month. Believe you me, if you work in 3 months, you have $3,000 in your pocket. Are you going to call your mother? You are not. We're not going to stress people at home. That is money, and that's minimum. What if you get a job that will give you $20 an hour? You are just talking of more and more and more. Okay, so never take it for granted. Once you get the F1 student visa, you are not going to apply for a work permit in the immigration. You only need the international office or the school, the university or college to write for you a letter saying you are going to get on-campus jobs, and then you take to the social security office. Number one, put that in mind. When you're leaving home, at least you have hope. Okay, and I'll continue going through other ways. Okay, number two, this one is way beyond, but I'll go, stay around, I'll mention 10 or more ways, okay? After people graduate in the United States, they get optional practical training, OPT. It's 1 year. This one they give after graduation. Okay, this one they give after graduation. The reason why I'm giving you this is some people don't know that. Okay, this one you work full-time. And you have to apply to uscis.gov before you graduate. Maybe 90 days before you graduate. If you wait until you graduate, when you're done, you're running out of status and you do not have OPT. Anyone coming on F1 student visa, always be aware there's something called OPT. After you are done with Janet, go do research. If this is obvious information to you, it's not obvious to others. I've seen people come here and not be informed of the things they have. OPT is open to all international students upon graduation. The universities, after they give you the degree, the immigration assumes you are going to do internship for 1 year. The only stipulation on OPT is you have to do it within your area of study, within your course of study, okay? If you did business, obviously you are going to look for a business job. And this one, you can work anywhere in the United States, full-time, however long you want. This one requires a work permit. Key point. You have to apply for a work permit before you graduate. You go, you Google OPT, uscis.gov, you apply before you graduate, and the date you tell them you will start, the clock will start counting. So be mindful. If you tell them I'll start on August 20, they will start counting 1 year from August 20. So be mindful. When they ask you which date do you want to start, be mindful of those numbers because they will affect you in the future, okay? But remember, 1 year, full-time, anywhere in the United States, so long as it's in the field of study. Why do I bring this up? Because I love F1 student visa. If you are not planning to go back home and you have no other way of getting the green card, this will enable you to hang around. As you do OPT, you are applying for a master's program. As you do OPT, you are applying for PhD. Or you are going back to a community college. The whole goal is to stay here legally. Student visa, if you don't have a green card, is the best visa you can ever have, in my opinion. Look at that. You have a job, social security number. You can drive, okay? Number 3, there's something called CPT. CPT is even better than OPT because you can start, if you come for a master's or you come for a PhD, you can start almost immediately. Because some organizations, they work together with the campus, they work together with the college, they work together with the university, and they say they'll give you internship. So most of the time, if you're coming for a master's program or PhD, you might even be able to start immediately. And this one, again, full-time. What is the major thing? Coursework. It has to be related to the coursework you're doing because it's internship and they will expect you to give credit. The job will be reporting how many hours you've put in, and that can go on your grade. But yes, it's full-time and you can work and pay, go to school. So you want to do your research, okay? In fact, that should have been number 1. Before you choose a school, look for the ones that are giving you options like CPT on campus, okay? Look for, okay. In fact, let me call that number 4. Look for the cheaper. I prefer community colleges. Look for the cheapest universities. Look for the cheapest community colleges. Some of you go for big names. When you reach here, you're stuck. But if you do your research, you're making sure you're getting the best value for your buck. You're choosing schools that are cheaper. You're choosing colleges that are cheaper, okay? You're choosing those that have on-campus work, those that give people social security cards, those that know how to work with international students, okay? So that's how you do it, okay? I didn't want to mess up anything, okay? All right, number 5. Very important, very important. We are talking about how to survive. How to survive when you come here so that some of you are not scared of F1. Because F1 will be the gateway for you staying in the United States permanently. Believe you me, most of us have done that. I came here as a student on F1. I'll tell you at the end of this video how, okay? I love you back. When you reach here, the first semester, you see it's difficult. Do your research, okay? In the United States, they can allow you to move to a different college. They allow you to go to any college. So if you're in this campus and they're asking you $5,000 per semester and you look, there's a community college across the street, you only need to pay $800, my friend. Go there. Go to the admission office, international office, and say, I want to transfer Talk to your college, talk to your university, ask them how to transfer. By the way, don't be scared. Okay, you just tell them I need to transfer. Why? Because of finances. Why? Because they have a course that I don't have. You do not have to stick on the university that brought you. Of course, if you cross the embassy, you have to stick with the same information. Once you're here the first semester, you're keeping up with your grades, you're keeping up with the credit hours that you're required to have on student visa, you can always move to a cheaper college. You can always move from a university to a community college. You can transfer. Listen to that is one of the most important things. Okay? Number 6, you can transfer states. You come here, you realize one state is more expensive than the other. Same thing, just like transferring from a college to a university or university to a college, you can always move. Move to a cheaper state. No stress. Move to a cheaper state, okay? Make sure you always work with the international office. Now, number 7. Actually, I'll have like 12. Number 7, the best thing to do is to get admission. Some people ask me, Janet, I need a scholarship. I need a scholarship to go to university there. I need a scholarship for ABCD. Do you know the first thing that you need to do to get a scholarship is to get admission? The schools will give you the scholarships that are available. If you are admitted, you have to have the student status for you to apply for the scholarships available on campus. Don't just go looking for scholarships blindly. Like, who are you? People don't know you. You cannot apply for scholarships when no one knows you. But once you get admission, you can always find a scholarship. Sometimes even the schools will give you information on scholarships once they admit you. So take advantage of the scholarships. Write a good essay. If they tell you to write an essay, do your research. Do not copy and paste. Do not go on Google and copy. It has to be original. But learn how to write a good essay. Learn through the scholarship program what they are looking for. If they are looking to help people that will go back and give back to the community, remember your essay has to reflect that. Okay? If they are talking about your background, your essay has to reflect that. Don't show that you are poor. Show what you can offer the world. Given an opportunity, this is what I will do. 1, 2, 3. It's not all about I'm very poor, I'm very poor. No, people don't like hearing about that. Okay? Now, I don't know. Is it number 8? Very important. This one I've always told people. Some people are not aware of this. People are not aware of this. You can always apply for hardship. Financial hardship. You go to the international office, and this one will have to go through the immigration. You go to international office and say, I'm having hardship. The sponsor that was giving me money for my education fell sick or gave up or the COVID came. He doesn't have that money. Okay? Financial hardship. Okay, because of the COVID, because of economics, my currency is no longer that strong. When I came, the currency was strong. Now it has fallen against the dollar. Financial hardship, you're sick. Some of you fall sick and you forget to go to the clinic to get a note from the nurse, from the doctor. It's very important. That can always give you a chance to stay out of school if you're sick. Just make sure you do the right things. Report to the international office. International office can always coordinate with the immigration to tell them your situation. If you apply for hardship, you can ask for a work permit. Listen to me. Okay, you're stuck. Financial hardship. You can go to the international office and say, I have financial hardship. I'm struggling to find money. I need a job. Okay? Then they will give you the paperwork. You go and do your research, how to apply for financial hardship on F1 student visa. You go and search button USCIS.gov. Learn the process. Go to the international office. Let them help you get a work permit through financial hardship so you can get a job in McDonald's. Get a job off campus. Get a good job and pay through your education. Never forget financial hardship is an option. Number 9. When I first came to this country, we did not have student loans for international students. Now, if you're a citizen or you're a permanent resident, someone that has a green card, like me when I went for my master's and postgraduate, I applied for loans called FAFSA, F-A-F-S-A. Those ones are guaranteed to United States citizens and permanent residents. International students cannot apply for that unless they get a cosigner. If you have a relative that has good credit, okay, they are in good financial situations and they are citizen, okay, and they have permanent residency, you can kindly ask them to cosign for you a loan so you don't have to go back home, or so you don't have to struggle. Is it easy? No. It's hard for people to give up their financial freedom to you, because they know if you default, the loan is not coming for you. The loan is coming for them. They're the ones who had good credit. They're the ones who are United States citizens. They're the ones who are green card holders. Okay? So they will go for them. So it's not easy to find for someone who can cosign for you. But when I first came to this country, that was the only option we had as international students. If we are not the only option, but if we wanted loans, we had to go through family and relatives to cosign, and it was never easy. I remember having this friend of mine. I used to have many friends. These days I don't. He went asking someone to cosign for a loan. And this guy promised to cosign. So we go to the bank. He calls this guy. This guy is not showing up. He calls and calls. Then eventually he gets in touch with that guy. We are at the community bank. The bank is willing to give him a loan for school. And then he backed out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to pay for you. I'm not going to cosign. I'm scared. My wife does not allow me to cosign anyone loans. The guy started crying. I'll never forget. He started crying. But he's doing okay now. Okay? He's a citizen. Everything worked out. Okay? But that is how people, if you have a family member or a friend who can cosign for you, you can always get loans. As much as you want, by the way. As much as you want. But the school is the one that will say how much they need. You cannot just come and say, I want $40,000, and they give it to you. They will never give it to you. They take it straight to the school. Okay? Unless it's room and board, it will come to your account. But tuition, it goes straight to the school. And the school, they know exactly how to do it. Okay? FAFSA, you have to, government loans or private loans in the United States, they need a cosigner. The hope these days, that's why I say those days, that was our option. These days, they have programs. There are some loan programs for international students. Good news. Pay attention. Good news. They do not need a cosigner. They do not need a cosigner. If you're stuck, do not allow yourself to go into deportation. Do not allow yourself to be stressing your parents back home. Education in the United States can be expensive. And why am I doing this video is that, remember one of my followers, she wrote to me and said, Janet, I used to think America is for rich people. Janet, I'm here in a community college. I'm very happy. I'm very proud. You never know who is listening to this message. And listen to me carefully, because very soon I'll start looking up my videos. I've become that so much on demand that these things can go on my website. And when I do that, it means before you log in onto them, you will have to pay to become a member on the website. Take advantage of these free videos right now, okay? Let me give you the names of those. Empower. Empower. I always say, when you come to a Janet, you have to have a pen and paper. M-P-O-W-E-R. Empower. Gives student loans to international students without a cosigner. Prodigy is another one, okay? Understand these days you have options. You can always apply for a loan without a cosigner. What will Janet do in this situation? I will take a course, preferably in nursing, because I know when I'm done, I will get a green card and I will comfortably pay back the loan. I will take a course in information and technology, because I know when I'm done, I'll get H-1B and maybe a green card, and I'll be able to pay comfortably, and there'll be jobs waiting for me on the job market. So be very, very careful when you are borrowing loans. Don't borrow loans on courses that you do not know where the job will come from. Healthcare has so many jobs, okay? Choose a course in healthcare. Choose a course in IT, but that is just me. Some of you are interested in history, good for you, okay? But that's just me. I'm telling you, wherever you love, you do it. Me, I'm telling you the best way to survive and get green cards and eventually stay in the United States permanently. That is the process, okay? I told you to move to cheaper schools. Number 10, some of you don't do this. Always find roommates. Never come here without doing homework on campus who are the roommates. If rent is $800, why are you paying $800? You should be paying $200. I went to visit my cousin once in Alabama. He showed me where he used to stay. There were 6 people staying in that room. Rent per month, $150. And electricity, everything, they chip in. I'm telling you, skills. This is how people survive. If you're one of those people who wants to become a millionaire before you show up, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. Me, I'm just telling you what people do. That is not my problem. But Janet is giving you those skills, okay? Find roommates. Number 10. Is it number 10? I still have more. Stick around. Very important. Apply. I think spring semester is the best. And learn about spring semesters, summer semesters, okay? Why do I say spring? Because it's the last semester before summer. Why summer? Summer, most colleges are not open. It's not mandatory to go to school, okay? As an international student, many schools are not mandatory. This is the time people play catch up. This is the time to work without caring about class. By the time the next semester comes, you have enough money to take you through the next semester. Am I giving you skills? Are you paying attention? Real information. Someone that has lived here. I know your life. I know the life here. Okay, real information, how people succeed in America. Anything I've said here that is impossible. Anything that I've said here, okay? Number 11. Number 11. This is controversial. This one is controversial, okay? Please repeat the body that gives loan without a cosigner, prodigymempower.org. Rewind this video, write it down, okay? Take a course that you'll be able to pay. Number 11, I'm giving you a bonus. Don't quote me. Don't quote me, okay? Some people work under the table. I've never met them. Does it happen? Yes. People work in nursing homes. People work in group homes. People work Uber Eats. People work with Uber, okay? It's illegal to work without a work permit. I'm just telling you, okay? But I'm telling you what I've heard, rumors. I don't know anyone. But I'm telling you that I've heard. I've even heard on TV them saying that in fact, they have a way of telling employers to check if someone who is applying for a job is legal or they are licensed or wherever to work. Janet is here to give you information of the things she has heard that happened. Personally, me, I came as a student, okay, and I did everything legal. Do you understand? Give me a moment. Janet doesn't like leaving anything. I told you 10 things and I gave you, in fact, 11 and everything, how people pay, okay? I've told you so many ways. If you're coming in, this is a video you need to go watch over and over and allow yourself to have options to go to the embassy. Because Janet has always told you, green card is the best. And Janet always comes and posts here the links and you go apply for green cards and some of you win and some of you don't. That is called lottery. Even me now, I'll go buy a lottery today afternoon for millions. There's no guarantee that I will win. But if I start working on F1 student visa and understand how to pay, and I watch Janet Rangi on how to apply F1 visas, which I've done enough videos on this topic, which you can go on YouTube and learn how to apply for F1. And I've told you why I love F1. It gives you a chance to get that green card. F1 gives you time to get a green card. You come, you do nothing, you get a green card. You come, you do information technology, it might lead you to a green card. You come here, F1, you might find love. It gives you a green card. You come here, you might do PhD. It gives you a green card. Are you getting the point? And the good news, if you get F1, they can give you 4 years. After 4 years, you extend through OPT. When you are doing OPT, you go back for your master's. You go back to OPT. When you're doing OPT, you go back for PhD. You are always around here until your life opens up. Number 2, I like it because you can always bring your spouse and children on F2. But Janet, how do I do that? I'm applying as F1 student on mathematics. Okay? Yes, go ahead. Apply for admission to come as F1 mathematics. Then the school will say, okay, you want to come with your spouse? Yes. Then we need a bank statement. If you are alone, we need a bank statement to show that you have $20,000 on your account. But you're bringing your wife and 2 children, we need a bank statement that is saying 32,000. And they will give all of you I-20s. I-20 is admission to the United States. I-20 will be F1 for you, the applicant. F2 will be for your wife and kids. F2 will be for your husband and kids. And yes, you'll come here and the children will go to school. And public education in America is free. Well, it comes through taxes and housing. But, you know, you will go for... So don't say, I can't afford my kids to go to America. It will be expensive. No. They start paying for college. Elementary, middle school, high school, you don't have to pay. Okay? So don't be scared with that fact. Just get yourself here legally. Know the avenues. How did Janet come? Just to summarize, Janet came on F1 student visa. I went to St. Michael's College in Vermont for English as a second language. When I reached here, I realized they needed nurses. I happened to be a registered nurse back home. When I was showing up to school, I was reading on the side. At night, I was reading and reading and reading for the nursing exam called NCLEX. When I passed the NCLEX, they registered me in the state of Nevada. I became a registered nurse in the United States. An employer picked me up because they were needing registered nurses. They need registered nurses even now more than ever. Picked me up, sponsored me. The lawyer changed my status from F1. It's called change of status. From F1 to green card. There's a waiting period that was almost 1.5 years, waiting for that green card. But as I wait for the green card, the employer and my lawyer put in for me to get a work permit. So I had a work permit. Who cares when the green card will come? When I had the work permit, I was under change of status from F1 to green card. The green card is not here, but I qualify for a work permit, and therefore I would qualify to drive. I have a social security. Do you understand? And that is how Janet became a permanent resident. And after I was a permanent resident in the United States for 5 years, I applied for citizenship. Okay? I've been a citizen of the United States since 2010. How did that happen? Through F1 student visa. This is the same story over and over and over and over. It's an immigrant story. This is how it happens. Some come F1, they join the military. These days you cannot, because you have to be a permanent resident or be a citizen. Things can change. Keep watching. But that's how some people became citizens, through the military. Some came on F1 student visa. They found love. They found husbands. They found wives. And they stayed here permanently. Okay, if you marry a United States citizen, I think the waiting period is even shorter. Me, I waited 5 years. The military and marrying an American citizen, the waiting period to become a citizen might be shorter, 2 or 3 years. I'm not sure. Okay, some came here in information technology, university students. They finished their masters, they finished their PhDs, they applied for the lottery, which any student in the United States, once you finish the American education, you can always apply for H-1B. They put you in a pool. If you win H-1B, you start working for 3 good years in the United States. After those 3 years, they can renew H-1B for 3 more years, meaning H-1B, you can work for 6 good years. Before even those 6 years end, or before even the 3 years end, or just your first year in H-1B, the employer can petition for you a green card. So you do not have to renew that H-1B again. You can just get permanent residency. Listen to me. This is how the world knows. This is what we do. This is how we came here. I love you so much for coming. I love you for following Janet Rangi. Remember to keep the dream alive and have a strong desire to succeed. The desire will push you over the edge. The desire will make you the best. You stand, you fall, you stand, you fall. You never give up. You know why? Because you're the best. Janet has been doing embassy videos. I'm preparing you for embassy videos. I'm preparing you for F1. I'm preparing you for green cards. And now I just tackled a very, very important topic. How to pay for colleges and universities in the United States. Consider following Janet Rangi on Facebook. Consider following Janet Rangi on YouTube. As I said, These videos might not be free for so long because I have to take care of my technology people and everyone. I might have to lock them up on my website, janetrangi.com. If you go right now, you'll find, if you want to know more about Janet Rangi, janetrangi.com. Okay, I hope today I'm streaming live on Instagram too. Okay, Facebook and YouTube. Those are my 3 avenues that I'll be very, very active. If you want to know about Janet, janetrangi.com. All the videos that I post, they go there too. Okay? All right, so I don't see any questions. If you missed anything, just go in the beginning of this video. I can't wait to see you again. I'll keep doing embassy videos, okay? Eric is like, good for you. Sama is like, wow, 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 wow. You are blessed, Janet. Thank you so much. Someone say you are a blessing to many. I love you back. I love you so much. I'm going to do my shopping, weekend shopping. Okay? I say, I was just in my house. I'm still in my house, but I'm going to go buy milk, eggs, and everything. Janet has her life too. And this information I'm giving you, some of these, even the student loans are the same in Canada. I've spoken to people who are in Canada. If you are new to Janet Rangi, she does even Canada. Many, many, many videos. Okay? Someone says, Janet, thank you so much. We are coming soon. We are coming soon. I can't wait to see you in America. I can't wait to see you in Canada. I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Kwaheri. Thank you so much for coming. Adios. Adios. Bye-bye. Love you. See ya. Okay? Bye-bye.